mindset was the biggest block for me in business. Lack of confidence, doubts, a lot of kind of second guessing myself a lot of the times, lack of feeling sure in myself in the actions I was taking. Typically, people go to talk therapy for months, years to kind of try and get these results. But what you teach here really gives this breakthrough very fast.
In today's Client Spotlight, we're speaking with Aaron, who is a stress coach for professionals. And I'm going to be asking him some questions around what his experience was like inside the Self-Mastery Accelerator, what he came into the program looking for help with, how he was able to tap into an experience of effortlessness within life and business, and also what made SMA different compared to the other mindset coaching programs he's done in the past. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Aaron from London and stress management coach. So working online with professionals, helping them to reduce stress at work, essentially.
What were your main mindset challenges that inspired you to join this program? Like, what were you dealing with? How is it holding you back in your business and or life in general?
Yeah, I mean, like the main ones for me were just kind of like lack of confidence, right? So it would express itself in a lot of doubts, a lot of kind of second guessing myself a lot of the time. So maybe I'd know what actions to take, but there'd be a lot of, oh, am I doing it correctly? Am I actually applying this correctly? A lot of just lack of feeling sure in myself in the actions I was taking, right? And this would sometimes come across in messages I was sending, and it wouldn't really click, and I'd be making little mistakes. I felt like, oh, if I had a better mindset, I wouldn't actually be making these mistakes. It'd be a lot easier. And also at times, kind of wanting to give up with the business just when results weren't as good as I thought they would be, right? So kind of dealing with that and kind of having to get myself out of that slump. So I started to really see that mindset was the biggest block for me in business. It didn't really seem like that because of what I'm doing now, because, a lot of what I do is mindset work with other people. So I had quite a lot of pride around, I already know this mindset stuff. I'm already good. I don't really need much help. But, when I was kind of honest with myself and I was objective, I saw, okay, well, this is something I actually need help with because I can see where it's holding me back. And really, I just didn't want my experience of business to be like that. Even if I was successful, I didn't want it to be this thing where I'm always second guessing and doubting and have all these limiting beliefs coming up. So yeah, that's kind of why I joined this.
Nice. Yeah. You know what? What made me a better mindset coach? Well, there's multiple components and variables to that, or contributing factors, but it was mindset coaching. It's just really that simple. Okay. How long would you say that you experienced what you just described?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was as long as I can remember, to be honest. I remember experiencing this in school, just, even then, just having a lot of doubts, second guessing myself, always needing extra reassurance that I was doing the right thing, that kind of pattern, and it's to play out. And it really got amplified in business because then you're pretty much responsible for yourself, and, you're responsible for your quality of life. So it kind of amplifies. So I really started to notice that pattern coming up in the business. So I'd say, yeah, it was there for quite a long period of time, really.
Do you remember that moment where you said, this is enough is enough, I have to change this, like that line in the sand moment?
Yeah, I think it was a couple of years ago, actually, probably about 4 years ago, when I actually got into the mindset stuff I do for this. And I could really, because I had a low point, right? I had a very deep low point for mindset and just emotional state in general. And, I could see how my mindset was just impacting me and my quality of life. And I thought, I can't continue just being this person, having these kind of mindset blocks. It's not sustainable. It's not going to give me the quality of life I want. Even if I do achieve some success, I won't enjoy it. It just won't be good. So that was a kind of line in the sand moment. And after that point, I was exploring different ways of approaching it, different ways of, navigating around it, different ways of resolving it. And that eventually led me into a program very similar to this. I think we already discussed, but a program very similar to this, where they were kind of addressing those issues of unconscious beliefs and how to process trauma, how to process emotional charges. And, it really just didn't bring those kind of results that I was looking for. I didn't really get that relief from those beliefs. And that's when I found out what you were doing and decided to sign up. And obviously the results have been amazing.
Because you compared it to a previous program that you've done that you've done in the past. How long were you doing that? Yep. How long have you been doing this in SMA, and therefore, like, how long did it take you to really start to make those breakthroughs?
Yeah, I didn't even, when you said that, I didn't even consider like the time difference between the two and just the the difference in quality of results. So I think I signed up to the first one in 2017. So we're in 2021 now. So it's like 4 years. I thought it was 2 years. It's 4 years. And I wasn't kind of dabbling in it or just, taking it half-heartedly. Like, I was really going at it. I probably watched through the whole info product about 6 times, just went through all the different kind of techniques they teach. And yeah, just like didn't see any significant change at all in terms of beliefs, in terms of results, that kind of thing. And now I've been in this program, what was it, like 9 weeks? So 9 weeks compared to 4 years, and it's already been 1,000 times better. Like, just the quality of coaching. I think the quality of information is much higher as well. Like, it goes into much more depth. Obviously, you're able to cover it from multiple different angles, whether it's psychology or spirituality or just general mindset, that kind of stuff. And just the practical application of how to actually resolve these mindset issues is so much easier, right? Because the one I was in before, there was quite a lot of room for error. It was kind of like, oh, you could be doing it right. You could also be doing it very wrong. And if you're doing it wrong, you're not going to make any progress. And funny enough, the person who actually made the program made a video a couple months ago, because I think you got quite a few people saying it. And, it's like, oh yeah, you're actually doing it wrong. And I was like, damn, I've been doing this for 4 years and I didn't even know I was making this mistake. But I come into your program, and with the practical step to actually be able to change these beliefs, there's such little room for error. There's such little room for being able to make a mistake or not being able to get results. It just made it easy to apply it, and it made it easy to get these results. So yeah, man, 4 years compared to 8 weeks, and it's been so much better.
And man, when you say that, and I wasn't just dabbling when I was in it, I was really doing it, I believe you, because I've seen your level of consistent action taking, and it's been at such a high level that I know if you're saying that's what you were doing back then, that's what you were doing. So you're someone that goes all in, right? Yeah. Because sometimes you can say like, well, oh, I did a program and I didn't get the results. And then we go, well, what was your level of execution like? And how consistently did you execute? Because most often, if the program's good, but people aren't getting the results, it's because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
But because I know you from experience working with you, I know that you do what you say you're going to do. And so it's like, okay, well, if that variable's been resolved, then it's got to be something else. So that's interesting to hear. Get into those results. Like, what has been your main results? How have you noticed this impacting you?
Like, the main thing for me has just been a confidence in knowing that whatever emotional challenge that comes up, if I'm triggered, if I have one of these limiting beliefs, a doubt, a fear, whatever it is, I can just resolve it. Like, I know how to do it. I know it works. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me, just having that confidence that I have something to apply no matter what happens. So it's really helped in general, just with processing. I'll give an example. So a lot of the doubts will come up in terms of messaging, in terms of lead generation, that kind of stuff. And to the point where prior to joining this, I wouldn't be able to come up with a solution. I might have to reach out for help, but I could tell I was kind of overthinking and might kind of know the solution somewhere in my mind. But, I felt like I just had to reach out because I was uncertain. I'm now able to apply the mindset stuff that you teach, and then the solution will just present itself to me. So, oh, that's the perfect message to send. And it's like, I knew this the whole time, but there was just this mindset block preventing me from actually being able to see it, preventing me from being able to apply it. So it's really given me that, on one level, that kind of confidence that I can resolve any emotional charge that comes up. And then the other hand, it's also given, these kind of practical things when it comes to lead generation, when it comes to messaging, and just, really just letting go of emotional charges very, very rapidly. That's another big thing. Like, it's not a long process like, I don't know, talk therapy or something like that. It's rapid, it's quick, and you can do it, just in like 30 seconds, and then you have an instant result. You can feel the result, right? You can feel your mindset shifting. You can almost feel your body getting lighter. Like, if you are, whatever the emotion is, like, you can feel it being released from your body.
Like in real time.
Yeah, exactly. Then all of a sudden you'll just see, oh, the solution's right there. Okay. And then you just become even more confident that you can do it with other situations. So just like this amazing upward spiral.
Yeah, the shifts that you're describing it sounds like some of it can be somewhat unexpected, because you don't, like, you go in, you make the shift, you realize you have a problem, something you need to release, you make the shift. And then having made the shift or the release, the benefits of that release are greater than oftentimes what you anticipated or expected they might be.
Yeah, exactly.
This program attracts, mostly entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, service providers that are generally online. It also attracts people that are interested in healing personal things, emotional charges, some childhood wounds or childhood traumas, and that they say, well, this isn't really affecting me business-wise or professionally. I just want to heal. And you shared within the private group a lot of wins related to a lot of like deep emotional healing. Now, You don't have to share any kind of personal details on that here, but is there anything that you could kind of share, generally speaking, about stuff that may be unrelated to business or your profession, that you went in, you started to release it? Because I remember you were sharing these things that were like, oh wow, I was able to release finally this deep thing that I've attempted to release before in other ways, and it didn't work, and it's finally been able to work this way.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was a lot of stuff from just earlier in life, just like completely unrelated to professional life, business, that I felt like were running me. It was just like these patterns that would continuously just come up in every situation I'd be in. So one of those ones was, for example, like the doubts. It wouldn't just come up in business, like it would come up in any other area you could think of. Like, it would just be one of those generalized patterns that just comes up, like sometimes not feeling good enough in certain situations, and just not really knowing what to do, that kind of stuff, and having uncertainty or lack of confidence in certain situations. And when it's been going on for a long time, it can really feel like you're kind of stuck in it, and there isn't really a way out, especially if you've tried other things which you thought were going to work, and it's like, oh, this didn't work either. This didn't work either. This didn't work either. And then, coming into this program, as I said, it's very well explained. You can see how it works. It's very logical. Like, you might go into some other programs and it's a bit more mystical, or, it's kind of like unclear as to how it would work. There isn't really like solid theory behind it. It's a bit more esoteric. But this program is very logical. It makes sense. So having a very analytical mind, it helped me to be able to see, okay, I can see how this works. Because I can see how it works, now I'm confident in applying it that it will work. So I was able to apply it to those patterns that have been running me for ages, and just seeing that transformation, be like, oh, this huge charge that's been here 23 now for, let's say 23 years. That's all I can remember, but 20 years. I can feel it starting to go. Like, I can feel it starting to be healed. Just having these like really big shifts in emotional charge, and just being like, damn, these memories that I had from earlier in childhood or adolescence that I thought, weren't going to be able to go away, like, the charge behind them is going. And sometimes I'd also have these realizations of just like a much, much higher way of thinking about it. Right. So once, let's say, if I saw resentment in a situation that happened, a while ago, I'd now perceive it from a level of unconditional love, where I completely understood where the other people were coming from. And this is literally happening within, 10, 15, 20 minutes of just applying what you teach. Typically people go to talk therapy for months, years to kind of try and get these results. But, what you teach here really gives this breakthrough very fast. So, man, this program's really been life-changing. It's been amazing, man.
And I'd like to emphasize that you were doing that on your own. You're doing that on your own through the program, right? You're being taught how to do it, and then you're implementing. So you're becoming empowered to become your own change agent, your own, right? It's not it's not within the hands of another person. You're responsible for your own healing, your own transformation. And that's really the only way that like real deep transformation occurs, when you've made it happen yourself. No one else can make you change.
Exactly. That's what I love about this program. It's not giving you, okay, like rely on Zack. It's not that kind of frame. It's Zack will give you the information that you need. He'll give you everything you need. He'll give you all the support you need. But your goal is to teach us how to be reliant on ourselves, how to heal ourselves. And that, that's why your whole thing is making you unstoppable, having these, being able to deal with whatever challenges come up, because it's giving us the tools to be able to manage our own emotions, to be able to heal that. So yeah, it's really, really great, man.
Yeah, dude. Did you have any kind of hesitancy, doubt, fear, uncertainty, anything like that when you were considering joining?
I mean, no, because I'd seen you do it with someone in one of the calls we were in prior to the technique, and I saw how well it worked. And I think I was more in a stage of being, it was one of those situations where I was like, I'm not willing for there not to be a solution. I'm not willing to stop looking for a solution to this, because I know this can heal. I know these emotional patterns can heal. So when I saw evidence that it had worked on someone else, and I kind of heard a bit more about what you do, that kind of gave me all the evidence I needed to be like, all right, let's just sign up. Let's just sign up and do this, because it seems way better than the program I was in before. And there wasn't really much hesitancy. There might have been like a little bit of, the program I was in before didn't work, so could this be the same thing? But it really wasn't there, to be honest. Like I kind of trusted you. I trusted the program.
I remember one, Aaron, when we first started speaking before you joined, is when you were hesitant about doing it in a group dynamic versus one-on-one. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Now speak to that, man. Now, having gone through the group, what's your perspective?
Yeah, so it's quite funny. So I completely forgot about that, actually. So before I had, I was very certain on doing it one-on-one, because I was like, okay, well, if you do it one-on-one, you get extra attention, you get more time, all this kind of stuff. And then you told me about the group program that you were releasing. And I was like, okay, well, will I still get the same quality of results doing this in the group? Will I still, be able to achieve the goals I want to get, have all the personal attention, that kind of stuff? And then I come to the group program, and essentially now it's like I'm in here with, I think it was 11 other people. And, I think I saw probably from the first or second call, it was like, oh, this is great. Like, it's not just me going through this journey by myself. There's other people also going on this journey. And being in the group, just like seeing everyone winning, seeing everyone taking action, taking action myself, and seeing how that impacts other people to take more action. It's really been this awesome, positive upward spiral. I've heard other people saying in the calls how they've had these transformations and breakthroughs, and it inspires you to say, oh, okay, well, what else can I break through? I've already had these great, releases myself. What else can I release? What else can I process? What other progress can I make? So it's been really awesome just being in that group dynamic of everyone, and kind of just having that community to actually do this work with.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear you say that. Were there any, well, you kind of answered it already, but have there been any surprises, like in terms of the experience of the program, the style of the coaching, the approach of the coaching, benefits or outcomes that you've experienced? You mentioned the surprising experience of how great the group dynamic was. Has there been anything else that comes to the top of your mind when you think about that?
I think just how quickly it worked, just how quickly the solution worked. Because I didn't know what to expect coming in. I knew it would work, but I just didn't think it'd be this fast. And I didn't think I'd be able to apply it this easily either. Like, it seemed more complicated than it was. But once you kind of explained it, and it was like, okay, well, this is what you do, and then you can, customize it and do it that way. um, I think I picked up on it very, very quickly. So I think that was the main thing for me, just how quickly this did actually work to provide a solution, and just how quickly I started seeing results, and how the results just kept compounding and compounding and compounding over, over all the weeks. So yeah, that was like the biggest surprise for me.
If you had the opportunity to speak to yourself, the previous you, before you started, knowing everything that you know now, not only knowing, but becoming the version of yourself that you've become as a result of doing this inner work, and you were to speak to the previous you, what would you say to yourself in terms of considering the program, or moving in this direction, making this kind of change in your life? What would you say? How would you consult that version of you?
Just say, do it straight away. As fast as possible, just jump in, get this resolved. And if I could speak to the person who was in the program before, I'd say, don't do that program, just jump straight to Zack's program, and everything will be resolved as fast as you want it, really, probably even faster. Yeah, that's what I'd say to them.
Epic, man. Thank you. Aaron, dude, it's been awesome to coach with you. You've done incredibly well. Congratulations. Is there anything else on your mind that you wanted to share?
The only other thing I would say that I had previously to joining this was I had a bit of pride as well of being like a mindset coach, right? So I had this kind of, because this is something that I felt like was kind of holding me back from getting this maybe sooner, maybe like 6 months ago, or, a bit sooner than that. I had this kind of pride of, oh, I'm a mindset coach, I already know this kind of stuff. Or, I'm just going to focus on doing lead generation, doing business tasks, and really just putting all my attention there. Like, I don't need to focus on mindset. I can out action the results I'm getting in business. And that mindset really held me back, right? Of thinking my mindset was good already, of thinking that just doing more lead generation, sending out more messages, writing more posts would fix it. Because if you don't fix that mindset problem in the back, which is influencing all those actions you're taking, right, it won't essentially fix the issue. So that was another kind of block, which I feel that came up, which I had to work through. And then, obviously found out about your coaching. And then that led me on this path of actually resolving it. And now I can see that these amazing results are going to come in very soon. So yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah, to that point, and that's an excellent point, I'm glad you brought it up, is that when people show that they're ready for this kinds of coaching in their life, they show that they're ready to do this work, it does require a level of humility. Yeah. And when someone they set aside their prideful ego for the moment, and they say, and just by virtue of the fact that they're here, they're making it happen, they're doing the work, they're ready to go, that's a very strong indication to me that that person's going to be very successful in whatever their field is. Because a very common way that people will hold themselves back is in that level of pride, that egoic level of pride where they say, no, I've got it all sorted, I've got it all figured out. And what the ego hopes you don't realize is that, well, if you did, why would you be experiencing what you are? And that's why I've said for myself, one of the greatest contributing factors, if not the greatest, to my own success in this field and in life in general has been mindset coaching. And in order to avail yourself of mindset coaching or any kind of training or coaching that you need to level up, it requires that inner honesty, that objectivity, which is humility, where you say, yeah, I just need what I need to do. I need to do what I need to do to get to where I need to get to. And I'm going to put my pride on the side for the moment. Yeah. It's always a very strong sign that someone's really going to succeed.
100%.
So I just want to say that. Thank you, Aaron, for taking the time for the conversation.
Yeah, all good. I appreciate the coaching, man. It's been awesome.